faithful ladypreneurs. I'm Elise Smith, and you are watching Divinely Driven Results, where you learn and implement divine strategies for real results in your business. And I want to ask you something. How does the word money make you feel? Do you feel like there's bugs under your skin every time that you hear the word, or does it get you super excited? Do you have a love-hate relationship with it where you just want to throw it out the window and then run and go get it after you've thrown it out? Well, that is exactly what we're going to talk about here today, is how to empower you to think of money as the gift that it is. And I'm so honored to have Nancy White. She's the healthy sales chick for both physical and financial needs. And she is absolutely amazing. She's got a couple of really great tips for us on how to look at money in a more empowering way. So Nancy, please tell us who you are and what you do.
Oh, thank you so much, Elise, for letting me be with you and just having some time. Um, I'm Nancy White. I was born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've traveled around the world, but I've never moved. And corporate America kicked me out 38 years ago, and I never went back. So this entrepreneurial journey has been really fun. It's been like going on a roller coaster. But I will tell you that never stop learning, even when we make mistakes and we have those down times, there's always the uptime. And so I think for women especially, learning how to embrace life and asking for help and accepting help, at least, is huge. You know, we have that sometimes in our mind going, I'll do it myself. Or somebody will say, how are you doing? You go, fine.
Never
You know
say
what
that.
fine means? And so, but one of the things that I have come across over the last 30 plus years is women and their mindset about money. And money is a tool. And I mean, if we think about it, it's like going out in the garden and using your shovel. It's a tool. And that's what money is. Money is a tool for us to be able to, while we're here on this earth, to be able to utilize, for all kinds of purposes. And I was listening to Jim Rohn not too long ago, and he was so funny. He was talking about people that work for wages or people that are working for profit. And it was so cute, the analogy. You probably remember it, Elise. He said when he was a little boy, he thought about he was going to get a bicycle. And he thought, I'm going to get two bicycles. I'm going to have one to ride and one to rent. And so the mindset, the
I
mindset.
love it.
Making money. So I think that's something that women just really need to, I'm not going to say get over, but embrace.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it can hold us back in so many areas of our life, but especially in business. Because if we have this love-hate relationship with money, we're pushing it away and we're bringing it forward, and we have this tug of war going on. So why is this topic so important to you? Do you have any kind of personal experience with this?
Well, I think a lot of us have been born and raised in an era where we've heard that, money doesn't go on trees, the whole adage, where's it going to be coming from? And we don't have enough money, or, how much does it cost? All those messages that we've gotten over the years, you know, we work and we would get our allowance, and, we would tithe 10%, and we would, be able to learn how to start managing money so money doesn't manage us. It's like everything in life. We get to manage it so it doesn't manage us the best way we can. Not saying that life doesn't happen. And when it does, at least that's when we do ask for help. We get some guidance from some other people. Education is huge. So for myself, I think that um, people don't really realize what their families, if they've got a family dynamic that has been raised and brought up in, and you've got food to eat, you've got a shelter, you've got, you're not just desolate. We feel like we're really very wealthy in a way, and that we've been very taken care of.
Yeah.
And so, but again, how many of us ever were taught anything in school about money and managing money?
No,
Nope.
no, not at all. The closest I ever came to that, I remember I was in junior high or something, and they taught us how to write a check, but they didn't tell us what happens when we write the check and give it to them.
Uh, I know. Well, I heard a little boy and he was talking to his mom, and they were by the ATM machine. This is years ago. And she was getting some money out of the ATM machine. And the little boy was just, he goes, you need to get some more money out for me. And she goes, well, I have to work to put money in it. And this mindset was that's all he knew. You just go up to this machine, put a card in it, and you get money out. Just like you said, you have no idea how it got in there to begin with.
Yep, exactly. Well, so talk to us in the entrepreneurial space. Why do you think that this is such an important topic for especially women, I think, because we were just talking about that, to understand and look at money as a tool? What can they
Mhm.
do with that?
Well, Elise, I think that looking at it as a tool, money needs to make money and it needs to move to make money. Women in your mindset, it's not just one stream of income. I think, especially in this day and time, we need multiple streams of income. We need to have money working for us to make money. We need to think about different ways to bring those profits in, like those two little bikes. Being creative, doing some collaboration is huge, partnering with people, but being mindful about who it is you ever partner with. That's another whole subject for another day. Um, but I think for women, you have to have money to invest in your business. Yes, you do. When people say, how much is your marketing budget? And you go, what's the marketing budget? Okay, we're going to go back to the basics
Yep.
about your business and what it is that you've got for your business plan and breaking all those things down. So again, money is something that you have to invest for it to be able, again, it has to move. I think when women especially think I cannot afford to do something, what we ever say yes to, we're saying no to something else, and vice versa.
Mm,
And it's the same thing with money. What we're going to spend and invest money in one area, then that means that we're not going to be doing it in something else. And investing is different than just spending. Sometimes we think about just spending, but when you invest, you're looking for a return.
absolutely. One of the best pieces of advice that I was given when it comes to, financing for your business, right? And investing is this concept of a personal family budget is completely different than a business budget. Because on a family budget, debt and investment, like that's scary, right? And
Mhm.
investment, in stocks and things like that, that's okay. But the debt part is really what scares people because their whole goal is to get out of debt, right? But on the business side of the budget, the investment is actually when you get to buy those two bikes so that you can rent one out and bring money in. I love how you use that analogy. And so it's completely different. And I think nobody really talks about that is that we are so used to a personal budget that we just use those same principles on a business side and we are averse to risk or to investment or to debt and we don't see how that can actually help make money for us, right?
Absolutely. And becoming educated on the difference between leveraging your business credit versus personal credit. And there is some great teachings and trainings about how people should really look at that when they're in business, you know, um, because for so many reasons that we're not going to go into it right now, but becoming educated and knowledgeable about the money that's available for you to use to invest in your business to help your business to grow. And again, leveraging that business credit and not your personal credit.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep those two things as separate as possible. I always know someone has a hobby business if they're still very much treating it like their personal funds.
Mhm.
And you're in real business when you start having that business bank account and you are treating it completely separate. So how does that help with the mindset when you kind of keep those two things separate?
It helps with your mindset because, again, exactly what you said, you're keeping them separate. Even though, you know, I'm very holistic, it's healthy mind, body, and spirit. We have to nurture all three of them. Well, it's the same with your business and your personal. You have to make sure that you're keeping good records, that you're looking at great tax breaks and those types of things. I heard something staggering a few years ago. Elisa said that 80 billion, and that's with a B, dollars were paid to the government by entrepreneurs that did not take the right deductions and the things they could have. $80 million. And how many people get a little call or something going, excuse me, you've overpaid in your taxes and you you could have taken this and this and this as deductions. So Again, knowledge and education. And there's so many different resources out there. The SBA, there's SCORE, there's women's groups that really want to empower women in the knowledge, becoming a women-owned business, certified, all these things that open up doors for you to be able to get different contracts and things. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I love that. No, it's something that needs to be talked about more, especially that difference. So that's perfect. So what kind of like let's give two tips to be able to help someone to look at money as a tool compared to that dreaded feeling that we get when we think about how much we don't have, right?
Mhm. I think one of the tips is looking at money is like the privilege of being able to be responsible and take care of something that has been entrusted to us. It's like it's just a sort of like self-care. We're taking care of our temporary temples until we get our maintenance free one. But money's the same thing. It's being entrusted to us, but we need to know how money works and how money can multiply. I it's just fun. Sometimes I'll say, "So, how much are you paying the bank to take care of your money?" And people go, "What?" And so it is, you have to be educated. You have to know, you have to ask questions. So, being a good steward, I think that at least is what it is being just entrusted. Again, it's a tool that you're being good steward of, and you're finding those ways to make it multiply, to help it to be able to expand and to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. And it always makes me think of the story of the parables, right? Or the parable of the talents is that this concept of, that the person who was given the one talent went and hid it in the ground.
Mhm.
And then the master came back and said, "What did you do with it?" And that's the same thing with money and with time and with all of our resources is that, and I love how you said that money should make more money, right? And so if you're not having your money make more money, then you're missing the point because think about how many people you can serve by making more money. Think about the impact that you can have by making more money. God wants to bless you with more money, right, Nancy?
Absolutely, because the more that we bring in that flows in, the more we can tithe, the more that we can take care of what we are responsible for, and the more we can give. Because we all hear, you can't take it with you, but you know what? You can leave a legacy. You can do some things that are really great with what you have worked on and accumulated to pay it forward, to pass it on.
Yeah, exactly. And there is that, that it's not, I think the giving part is awesome, but I think that God also wants us to enjoy some finer things in life too. He wants us to have joy. And so those things are not bad either. But I know that I think that everybody who listens to this and watches this, they have that beautiful heart, just like Nancy does, just like I do, that we want to pay it forward. But I think that there's so much more we could cover in this. And I'm so glad, Nancy, that you were here to have this conversation today. And if you love what Nancy is saying and just her beautiful spirit, I want you guys to make sure to come join our Faithful Ladypreneurs Facebook group. Nancy has been an amazing advocate for this group of telling everybody about it. She's just such a sweetheart. But come and check out our Faithful Ladypreneurs Facebook group because she is going to be doing a live video here in the next 2 weeks in that group. So Nancy, if they want to get in touch with you, how do they do so?
At least the easiest way, they can go to my website, and it's www.thehealthy, Healthy, cells, and that's CELLS, chick, CHICK.com. And when they go there, there's a tab that we have a free, fun, healthy self quiz analysis that they can just take and without any strings attached. And they also get to do their own self evaluation just because women need to stop for a few minutes, just see where they are and the areas that they need to tweak or improve.
Yeah.
And then they'll also get some healthy suggestions and guidelines for that. And there's also a wonderful stress evaluation, stress impact quiz that they can take. Again, in this day and time, it's 1 out of 2 that are going through some anxiety and stress, but it's a great way for them just to be able to evaluate and just see where they are. And then again, they get some healthy suggestions on how to counterbalance because again, we want to manage stress. We don't want stress to manage us.
Yes. I love that. And she really knows her stuff. She is an amazing, amazing, healthy sales chick, financial and physical advisor. So we just love having you on the show here, Nancy. Thanks for all of your amazing thoughts. And I hope that the people who are listening to this take action on what we're talking about.
Mhm.
If you are feeling in like it's time for you to invest in your business or make that next step, I want you guys to take it to the Lord,
Mhm.
and then take it and really take that next step that you're called to make, because your budget in your business is going to be completely different than your personal, and that money is a tool. And I want you to ask yourself, what are you doing with the money that you have? So thank you so much, Nancy. Well, I appreciate you
Thank
being
you.
on.
I appreciate you, Elise, and you're an amazing woman to really help women guide them again in how money and cash comes in. So you're the one that helps them to make more money.
Exactly. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thanks so much. And we will see you next time on Divinely Driven Results.